Dragonus was the bait, and the goblins were like, oh, there's that elf that we've been tracking for, the last couple of miles. We finally got ahead of her. She finally showed up. Let's take her out. And then Shadow Dragon appears out of nowhere and just eats all of the goblins, assuming it even appears. Because Shadow Dragons had the lovely ability of Shadow Step as well as Merge with Shadows, which is as powerful as it sounds. Merge with Shadows, as in you can't see it because it is the shadows. When I said that they didn't see the mom, I meant they really didn't see it. They were looking at it, but they didn't see it. They were literally looking directly at it, and they didn't see it. They were sitting there going, wow, okay, I guess it's an unprotected egg. Let's take it home. It's like, no, it's not. As they turned around to walk away with that dragon egg, the mom opened its eyes and started following them. It's like, oh. It's like, yep, you guys are so doomed. It's like, man, why we gotta be doomed? It's like, because you're stealing a dragon egg. And they were like, well, yeah, there's that. It's like, well, what'd you expect to happen, man? You're stealing its egg. Of course it's going to be angry at you. Is it this one? It was. Okay. That's handy. Now, I want to... Oh, that's the gravel one. Okay. I know exactly where I am now. I want to clear out this. I want to clear out this. I want to clear out this. I am aware that I'm just dropping a lot of this loot on the floor. That's because I don't have any inventory space. However, I'm clearing out sections above my base where I installed barrels. Therefore, I'm able to just go through and just kind of deposit all of this stuff in the barrels, because I have nowhere else to put it, really. But on top of that, I am able to make use of a bit of storage. Okay. Yeah, you're fine in there, goat. You can't bother me in there. Okay. Now let me collect these stone piles over here, which I left behind on purpose because I didn't have room. However, I collected all into a nice, neat little pile for collection at a later point in time, which is now. By the way, this is a great time to mention to leave a like on the video. Leave a, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Helps me, helps the channel, tells YouTube my content is the type of content that you want you and your friends to see. Speaking of which, feel free to share the link with all of your friends. Send it to your Discord buddies. I don't really care. I actually have my playlist link as my Discord status. So if you look up my profile on Discord, which you kind of have to already know me for that at the moment. I didn't set that up to be a thing for my YouTube viewers. I might do that later for Patreon. I might do that for my Patreon supporters. However, currently it's just, people I already know, which is fine by me. I don't need a bunch of random strangers suddenly getting friendly with me. Let's see. How many of these pickaxes do I want? I want... Yeah, that should be enough. I also want another 2 shovels. Because I'm going to just breeze through a lot of shovels. I think I'm going to want it more like that. Now I want to put away the sticks. There we go. Oh, nighttime. Almost. Ah, you can see the moon rising. Okay, now it's nighttime. Nope. Now it's not. No. Come on. It's supposed to be right about now. There we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be like right about there. That the moon is high enough that I'm able to sleep. Let's see, does this guy drop anything? Dropped experience. Better than nothing. Yeah, see? This is what I'm talking about. This is why I go through and do path blocks on everything. Because all it takes is one little diagonal jump across all of this in order for my nice little setup here to start looking very green. Not that I mind it being green. I mean, it's grass. Grass is green. That's just what grass does. However, I'm trying to, keep the animals from being interested in this area. Trying to keep the animals out in order to maintain some semblance of safety in the workplace. I don't want a bunch of random animals just wandering around while I'm excavating. Especially where I'm excavating, because A, the animals could get hurt. B, I could get hurt. If I attack the wrong animal, for example, a llama, I could end up angering the llama. It could then spit at me. It could startle me, send me flying off a cliff, stuff like that. I don't need that kind of problem. Thus, I'm just going to keep going through excavating all of this, making sure that there's path blocks everywhere, no soil left unturned as it is. Where was I? Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so Dragonus had this very, very powerful mount. The Shadow Dragon, the baby Shadow Dragon, was roughly the size of a horse. Therefore, Dragonus decided, okay, well, if this thing can run at 80 feet per turn, if this thing has a movement speed of 80 feet, that means it's running at 8 miles an hour. Because that's just how the math adds up in D&D. If you have a movement speed of 3 miles an hour, then you're moving at 30 feet per turn. Each turn being 6 seconds, meaning 5 feet per second. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can actually move at 5 feet per second. There are some that can't, but those people tend to not be very sprightly, not be very young. They tend to be the older generation of people. Pretty sure Steve could probably still move at 30 feet per second in real life. You know, if he had to. I don't think he'd want to at his current age. He was pretty old back when I originally knew him. He's probably much older now, but hey, I'm still waiting to hear from him. I'm still waiting for that comment. Speaking of which, this is a great time to mention, leave a like on the video. Helps me, helps the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking of the story so far, of the lovely misadventures of Dragonus and friends. Don't worry, it wasn't just the one GM that Dragonus caused so many issues for, as there was another GM which I played alongside, which Dragonus caused many a nightmare for, basically, because what ended up happening, oops, I misplaced that dirt block. What ended up happening was, I believe I mentioned this in a previous episode, Dragonus was involved in the level 100 campaign of a friend of mine. They told me make a level 100 character, and I was like, well, what am I going to use for a level 100 character? Who do I have that is so crazy OP that they qualify for being used in a level 100 campaign? If you're not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, character levels tend to cap out at 20. As a matter of fact, that's the official maximum in 5th edition. They actually did away with going beyond level 20 in Dungeons and Dragons. However, if you want to use the old method of leveling up from 3.5, as well as Star Wars, by the way, the D&D Star Wars campaigns use the same experience leveling system as 3.5 edition, which was, if you're level 1, you need 1,000 experience. If you're level 2, you need 2,000 experience. If you're level 3, you need 3,000 experience. And that is cumulative. That's not total, meaning you need the 1,000 experience from level 1, as well as the 2,000 experience while being level 2. And then for level 3, you need the 1,000 experience from being level 1, as well as the 2,000 experience from being level 2. And then, in order to reach level 4, you still need the 3,000 experience while you're level 3. And the scaling just kind of goes up from there. You get the picture. It's definitely very insane, very out of control, very quickly. A lot of things can go wrong. A lot of things usually do. It's D&D. It happens. There is a lot that happens in D&D campaigns. Is it currently sunrise or sunset? Where's the sun? There's the sun. It's noon. Okay. I have time for this then. I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to go all the way across and then come all the way back. Let's see, where was I? Dragonus was being Dragonus. So let's see, Dragonus made it to the next settlement, which was, of course, the Black Market City, which I previously mentioned in a much earlier episode. I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago I mentioned that. Dragonus went ahead, with securing a boat, because Dragonus realized that Dragonus was going to want to cross the sea, cross the ocean. However, Dragonus needed to secure transport for the dragon, because while Dragonus needed to cross to another continent, the dragon can't fly, remember? On top of that, it can't swim. It doesn't have a swim speed. It didn't have any skill points invested in swimming either. So without anyone, teaching it in advance how to swim, not having any points invested in swimming, the whole 9 yards, you get the picture. It wasn't going to cross an ocean on its own, not to mention they were going to be crossing deep ocean, meaning there were going to be big monsters. Shallow ocean is kind of fine. You might get 1, maybe 2 encounters, roll every, 5 hexes in shallow ocean. You'll be fine. However, in deep ocean, you're probably going to end up rolling roughly every 3 hexes, maybe 2 hexes, just to see if you get a really bad day. If you're really unlucky, you might even find Cthulhu, some sort of, ancient tentacle horror, ancient tentacle monstrosity. Which is, of course, not the worst thing that could happen, but definitely not the best thing that could happen either. There is a lot of things that can go wrong in D&D because, well, people will be people. I mean, how else do you want to phrase it, right? People will be people. Humans will be humans. Elves will be elves. Crazy people will be crazy people. That means basically that, as Dragonus secured the transport, that was actually when Dragonus crafted that dragon blood wine, I believe. Mostly she had waited because Dragonus wanted to secure some reagents to stabilize the concoction, because Dragonus was combining a lot of conflicting elements. There was water dragons, there were fire dragons, there were holy magic dragons, there were dark magic dragons. There was a lot of conflicting elements going on, so she wanted to make sure she got some sort of material to stabilize the concoction. So she went and she gathered reagents using her gather herbs skills. I'm not much of a botanist myself. However, that doesn't mean Dragonus can't be a botanist. It just means I can't really roleplay the botany portion. Botany, of course, being the study of plants and herbs. I know aloe vera because it's just good for burns. I sunburn easily, so of course I'm familiar with aloe vera. However, I couldn't tell you what mugwort is good for. I know mugwort is an actual plant. I just can't tell you what it's good for because I don't know. I just don't know. It's not my forte. It's not my specialty in real life. As a result, I'm not very skilled in describing a lot of the stuff that Dragonus would be able to do with plants. And that's fine. Especially considering... sorry, bit of a yawn there. Especially considering I was 18 at the time. I was an 18-year-old person playing an 18-year-old elf.
And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Oh, he means a 100-year-old elf. No, I mean an 18-year-old elf. As in, she was 18. She was not considered by elven standards to be an adult because Dragonis still needed worldly experience. Dragonis was still having, during her meditations, when she, tranced, which is what elves do instead of sleep. They will sit there and they will meditate and they will trance, and that trance allows them to reflect on their past lives. They still remember all of their past lives in vivid detail, high resolution detail, very vivid detail. They remember all the way back to when they were still actually with their god, their elven god, which is still alive, last I heard. However, the elves did something very wrong to their elven god, and as a result, the elven god got very upset. I know what it was. The elves chose to have a more permanent form, which really makes Dragonis actually quite favored by the elven god, as Dragonis learned the transmute spell and began using it to basically just alter things fairly freely. She turned a ship mast into a golem, told it, hey, attack the ship because it's full of bad guys. And the golem was like, well, I don't understand anything you're saying, but I do understand that there's a bunch of people around, and I'm not liking them. I'm very angry. I'm in a furious rage. It's like, hey, that works for me. Close enough to my goals to be, worthwhile. It's fine. And it's like, hey, as long as you're fine with it, it's cool. If you're not fine with it, well, then you should probably be worried. But since you're fine with it, it's cool. It's fine. You're happy with this outcome. So there's nothing to be too worried about, I guess. It's like, yeah, I mean, that was what I was telling it to do anyways. If they can tame the golem, if the people on that ship can tame the golem, more power to them. However, it doesn't know any languages, so good luck to them. They're going to need it. Because it can't understand them, and it can't understand me, so they're just going to kind of be out of luck on that one. That was during the siege of the Dragon Sanctuary that Dragonis utilized that trick. As previously mentioned, I think in the previous episode, not the current previous episode, the previous recording session which I had, which was, 2 episodes ago? Yeah. Dragonis was what is known as a perfect storm as far as how much chaos Dragonis tended to raise. Dragonis was extremely chaotic, without even trying to be, really. She wasn't trying to be this type of character who just wreaked havoc wherever she went. She just kind of ended up being that character, that type of character, just on accident. Okay, which one was that? Okay, These 3 barrels specifically were originally reserved for diorite, andesite, and granite. However, those storage systems all got moved down into the mine way down below at y equals 11, I think it was. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. There we go. Yeah. So those all got moved down there. Let me close that trapdoor so I don't fall in there. Kind of rude of me to leave that trapdoor open on myself like that. I know why I left it open. It's because I was doing this trick. Whee! Now I'm up. But yeah, don't leave your trapdoors open, people. Unless, of course, that's how you shut the thing that you're trying to... Yeah. Where was I? Let's see. Dragonis was planning to cross the ocean. Dragonis, realizing that, deep ocean probably has some big monsters. She was the type to speak with adventurers, so she would know, every now and then a sailor would come along, or someone who had at least been to the ocean. They would be like, oh yeah, you don't want to go in the deep ocean. I had so-and-so, my buddy so-and-so, he went in the deep ocean and he never came back. And it's like, oh, sounds dangerous. Yeah, deep ocean's real dangerous. Be careful if you ever go into deep ocean, kid. Okay, I'll remember that. And so she did. She remembered that. And when it came time for her to travel into the deep ocean, she remembered, be careful. Deep oceans are dangerous. Therefore, she went and she enlisted the passage on a fishing boat. She enlisted passage on a fishing boat. And then she was like, great, you guys go ahead and do your whole preparing the boat thing. I have some shopping to do. I got a blacksmith I want to thank for helping me with this armor. The armor's been very useful to me. I want to go thank him. And then I want to see about maybe some other stuff. Now, I should probably mention that I actually I missed something in the recounting of the order in which everything happened. I missed one event. Dragonis was traveling, and the group which Dragonis was traveling with, the party, as it were, ended up locating this rather ancient ruin, which was guarded by 3 people. And they were just like, sup? And it's like, what? So, one of them was like, oh, they got someone who looks tough and like a fighter amongst them. And it's like, yeah, they got one of those. Okay, I'm a challenge that guy. I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna be like, hey, you. I wanna fight you. I wanna test my strength against you. And it's like, okay, so they started, battling, and they started going at it with each other, and one of them was like, well, does one of them look like they're skilled at ranged combat? I want to see if I can best them at ranged combat. And it's like, yep, there's someone for that. And they were like, cool. I want to just kind of be like, hey, you and me, let's see who's better. They were like, okay. They pulled out their weapon. He pulled out his weapon. They started fighting. And then Dragonis was just looking at him and just like, well, I guess that just leaves the two of us, and me, I'm not the fighting type, but hey, I ain't got anything better to do. You maybe want to, I don't know, pass the time while they fight to, maybe see who's stronger? I don't know. And they were like, yeah, sure. I'll tell you what, I'll go easy on you. You look rather soft, so I'll go easy on you. I won't even use a weapon. Just bare fists. It's like, cool. That works for me. Matter of fact, I'll do that too. And they're like, are you sure? You look really weak. It's like, well, to be fair, the only weapon I have is this bone staff that's enchanted. Most of my actual attacks are magic. It's like, you're a mage. It's like, yeah, I'm a mage. So I'll go easy on you if you go easy on me. Deal? They were like, okay, I see how that goes. That's fine. And they started fighting. The fighter went. He took, small hit, glancing blow. He took like 1 or 2 damage. It was like, that's nothing. I'm fine. And then, the ranger went. They actually both missed their attacks, which was just kind of awkward for them. It's like, I thought you guys were supposed to be accurate and deadly. They're like, hey, fuck you. It's like, hey, you're the one who's missing with a freaking crossbow, and then managing to also cause the other person to miss as well. So, bravo there. But still, aren't you supposed to be like deadly and accurate and skilled? They're like, I don't see you doing any better. It's like, watch and learn, boys, watch and learn. So she swung, at the bad guy, and she was like, yeah, I hit you. Now what? The bad guy was like, nice hit. Dealt a little bit of damage. I did 3 damage, to be honest. They were like, you did a little bit of damage. Nice hit. And then they swung. And they dealt, I think it was 15 damage. Which, for a level 3 dark mage, is yikes territory. They dealt 15 damage in 1 turn, mind you. They didn't deal that in 1 hit. They dealt 15 damage in 1 turn. But even then, that's still yikes territory, where it's just like, holy hell, what the hell are you eating? What are you feeding this person? Whoever is feeding you, stop, injecting steroids into their food. Good lord. It's like, they're not getting steroids injected into their food. What are you on about? It's like, they're freaking wrecking me. They took a quarter of my health in a single turn. It's like, oh. Okay. I suppose that is something worthy of complaining about. It's like, yeah. Ow. How much damage did I do to them? 3? Yeah, 3. Yeah. I'm guessing that they have more than a dozen hit points. Oh, you cheeky little... Okay, so that's one of the special abilities of goats. That goat just leapt up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, 5 blocks. Which, by the way, is the maximum height that a goat can leap in one go. That was the maximum. But, jeez. Oh, and then it runs off the cliff over there. Great. I gotta run all the way back down. I gotta, be careful of chasing it all over the place, because of course, it can just go right back up there. Okay. Where was I? Oh, right. Dragonus was fighting someone who had a lot more than 12 health. They had something like 60 health, by the way. In case you were wondering just how much health the opponent actually had. Oh, right. I turned that hopper off, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And then let's grab the kelp out. Go ahead and collect that, I did include a crafting table over here. That's great news. Go ahead and craft up all of these dried kelp blocks. There we go. That is a lovely ability. I love that. You people on Java Edition have no idea how bad it is unless you've played Bedrock Edition. Like, oh my god, that is amazing being able to do that. I think... Oh! Well, that's why I made everything with lanterns, because every now and then that happens. Fortunately, in my sand barrel, where is my sand barrel? Right here. I have a bit of glass, which I can use to fix that break. I'm actually extremely tempted to just kind of gather up all of my sand, run over here, throw all the sand into the system. While I'm at it, I'm going to actually check on the overflow chests up here. 3 stacks, almost 4 stacks, 3 stacks, a little over 5 stacks. The reason that last one has so many is because it's the same hopper that is getting fed by all of these hoppers, because none of these hoppers are actually pointing into here. I have the storage space reserved, however, it's not actually flowing into there. It's just kind of sitting there. Ow. Right. I wanted to fix the glass. No, not drop the glass. Fix the glass. There we go. It started filling up the little icon to drop the glass, and it's like, nope, that's not what I wanted. How's the hopper looking? I shall lock the hopper in order to prevent it from getting too out of control. Go ahead and pull out the kelp. Actually, no, I'll just leave it running. I'll let it smelt out all of the stuff freely. Every time it harvests enough that it's actually worthwhile to let it run. Oop, don't step in the lava. Had to make a sharp turn there just to dodge it. Yeah. Dragonus was getting her butt whooped by this person. By round 3, Dragonus had 2 health. So, when the fight started, Dragonus had, jammed the staff into the ground because it was just dirt, just a dirt arena. It wasn't, stone or anything. It was just a little dirt arena, middle of nowhere type place. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just let my weapon just kind of stand in the ground, because they did this whole thing where they threw their weapon in the ground. It's like, Oh, fancy. Okay. Well, I'll stab my staff into the ground. Huh. There. Yeah. You want to be all macho and, jam your sword into the ground, make the sword stand up on its own without, needing to hold on to it. It's like, okay, whatever, fine. You do that, I'll do this. It's fine. And they were like, okay. And, the fight got underway. Dragonis got her butt absolutely whooped. Then, Dragonis was very bloody by round 3 of the fight. So Dragonis was like, tell you what, are we fighting to the death? Because you're hitting like we're fighting to the death here. We fighting to the death or what? And before anything could progress too much further and devolve into a quite literal death match, because 20d20 to the face? Anyone? No? Oh, well. I offered. Can't say I didn't offer. It's like, you offered to murder them. It's like, well, yeah, but you can't say I didn't offer. I did offer. They just didn't want to die. It's like, why would they want to die? I don't know. Maybe they're suicidal? No. Suicide is bad. Don't do suicide. There's a suicide prevention hotline. If you are suicidal, make sure you use it. Anyway, Dragonis got her butt kicked, and then she picked up her weapon. She was like, are we fighting to the death or what? And then there was, I think the equivalent of a flashbang went off. And then there was some announcement like, congratulations. And it's like, what? You guys are the new defenders. And it's like, wait, defenders? Defenders of what? And they were like, oh, great. That means we don't gotta sit out here in the middle of nowhere guarding this place anymore. And Dragonis was like, wait, I ain't gonna be no defender. You kidding me? I gotta go out exploring the place, man. I'm exploring the world. That's my quest here. I'm not interested in just sitting around here in the middle of nowhere defending whatever this is. You guys might take this seriously, but me? No. Like, she just flat out refused. She was like, nope, pass. It's like, what? No, you don't have a choice. It's like, watch me. Dragonis was not having it. She was like, nope, I am not going to be out here in the middle of nowhere guarding whatever this is. I don't even care. It's the middle of nowhere. And from the looks of it, there ain't nobody out here, okay? I hate to break it to you, but I'm a social type of person. It's like, that's not my concern. It's like, well, you're gonna have to stay here to guard the place if you want this thing guarded, because I'm not doing it. And they were like, oh, well, that's not my concern anymore. That's your problem now. It's like, I don't care. She just did not care. And I don't blame her, because it really did not suit her personality type to just be out there in the middle of nowhere. She was a what's known as a social butterfly. She was another good name for it is a barfly. Not to be confused with an actual barfly, which is a very nasty insect. But she was a very social person, very sociable person. Meaning, Dragonis was not the type to sit around in some vacant, desolate location. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was depositing the sand over here. Derp. Okay, well, let me go ahead and deposit the sand now, since I now remember. Oh, perfect timing. Okay, that'll buy me a little bit of time, however. Mainly, I want to make sure. Let's see. Let me grab. Will this fill up first? Probably not. What did it stop at? 48. Okay. Now I shall grab these. This is where the time saving happens. Oh my god, that feels so nice. Being able to just craft 10 blocks of kelp just like that. I'd just now be done with crafting all of that and putting it in its respective spots. That's a multiplicative time saver. Like, the amount of time that I'm going to save from that is exponential. Especially when I start crafting stone brick blocks. Oh my god, the stone bricks are just going to be so easy to craft. All that andesite and diorite and eventually granite when I eventually get granite. That's, oh crap. That guy's got a trident. Swim, swim! No, don't put the axe away! Okay, I killed the trident holder. I don't know if he dropped a trident or not. He did! Yes! My first trident. It's not enchanted. It's heavily damaged. Definitely needs mending, if I ever hope to use it. However, that is definitely going to be used much later, because now I have everything I need for what is known as a trident killer. Trident killers, if you're not familiar with Bedrock Edition, are very overpowered. I do not know if... Oh, that's lovely. Dirt blocks got a new texture. The texture is rotated right here on all 4 of these blocks, and it creates this little whirl. Nice. Very nice. I'm not in immediate danger, am I? No? Good. Let me break this seagrass here. I thought I'd gotten all of this seagrass, and I keep seeing more, and it's like, I thought I got all of it. Yeah. I am loving this Respiration 3 enchantment on the helmet, obviously, because I'm just walking along the seafloor here. Well, the riverbed, actually. Neither of those guys have tridents, right? No? Okay, good. Let's go. I just got done finishing up my healing from before. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a good opportunity to mention that it's a good idea to like the video. Helps me, helps the channel. Tells YouTube that this is the type of stuff that you and people like you should be watching. Which basically In short, it means that it adds this type of content to your homepage on your YouTube channel. If you're looking at your home feed, more. Don't mind if I do. Okay, I literally just hit that guy like 4 times and it didn't register. Granted, I hit him in his legs, which is technically not normally part of the hitbox, but it should be. Like, that really should be in their hitbox. Okay, that egg will be a problem if I don't take care of it. Okay, now for the really difficult part. Using 2 hands for what is normally a 3-handed job. I don't have 3 hands, however normally I use auto jump, so traveling up this water stream is normally much easier. However, I turned off auto jump. So yeah, traveling up the water stream is a little bit more difficult these days. Deposit the excessive quantities of cobblestone, which I currently possess. Boop, boop, boop. Throw those back on my person. These I can just drop down and let them despawn. I want to keep the rotten flesh. I want to keep the trident. Which, by the way, my iron axe with its sharpness 3 is just as effective. Oh my lord. Right? Deposit the block of coal in the fuel chest. Suppose I can put the dirt in here too, since I technically don't really need to do anything else with it. Oh, right. That goes there, that goes there. While I'm over here, I should craft an extra shovel, because I'm gonna need it. Actually, I'm gonna need like 3 more. I'll craft 2 more, but I'm probably gonna need 3. Because I have to dig out all of this dirt, and then I have to dig out that dirt on the map, which is way over there. Plus I have to do all the path blocks. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to do here. With these shovels, let's see. Nope, still can't do that. Yeah. I figured. I will start sneaking here because I don't want to go running off the cliff again. Like I did the last time I tried this. Yeah. Now, to be fair, until a grass block is alongside... Oh, come on. Until a grass block is alongside a dirt block, either, direct, either cardinal or ordinal, I believe it is the proper vernacular, as I say. The proper term, proper terminology, proper phrasing, whatever you want to call it. Either, directly next to or diagonal from, basically. The dirt blocks won't change into anything else. They won't become grass blocks, they won't become podzol or anything, because Well, they don't have access to the ability to, since they're not really next to anything that's able to transform them. You know, unless there's mushrooms growing, they won't transform into mycelium. And even then, I think it's only when the mushroom grows up that it can turn into a mycelium. And it's only local. I don't think it actually spreads mycelium. Or no, mycelium can spread. That's right. Mycelium being, of course, the fungal root block, I believe is what it's supposed to represent. Go ahead and stop sneaking now that I'm all situated with, you know, not running off the edge of a cliff. It's always good to not run off the edge of a cliff. Some people might think, why is it a good thing to not run off the edge of a cliff? And it's like, well, for starters, it's a pretty stupid idea to run off the edge of a cliff. You have to be some kind of idiot or lunatic. Unless you have slow fall, at which point, good for you. You planned ahead. You had slow fall. You were prepared for this. Good for you. Not everyone does that. Not everyone prepares for being ready to jump off a cliff. I thought I had that situation handled. Let me just... Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Dragonis won the fight, technically, with 2 HP and the opponent looking still at roughly 40, 50 health. The opponent was mostly unharmed. Dragonis was looking extremely beat up. Like, comically so. It's like, holy shit. You know? Massive cosmic power cannot win a fist fight. It's like, what the hell? You know, the fighter looked at me and he was just like, wow.